Oh, not a very good shot, but it would have been dinner. So, hello and welcome back to the channel. Today you've joined me out in the forest somewhere shooting 3D targets, and don't worry, it's not going to be an archery video, it's still going to be about van life. Today I thought I'd talk about retirement and getting into van life. I get a lot of people turning around and saying they've bought a van, they're scared to make the leap between work, giving up work and retiring, or there's other people that are saying they intend to buy a van and when they retire they'll go live in it and travel. So that's what this video is going to be about. Your goals. When do you retire? I mean, government have just recently announced they're going to increase the retirement age to 70. That's a long way off for me, and the way pensions are going, you may never retire. So all I wanted to say today is that you've got to keep your goals reasonable. They've got to be achievable. So don't leave your goals so far in the future, like when I retire, don't leave it that far away, because you may never retire. You might not get to 70. So I think you've, at some point in your life, you might just need to make the leap and say, I'm going to take a gamble and I'm going to give up the need for money. And I think that's what it is for a lot of people. I wouldn't, not really greed, but just the need to have money to live is what keeps a lot of people slogging away at the same old job, hating their life, wishing that they were free and wishing they could live a life in a van traveling. Well, you can. It's achievable. I've done it. I wasn't on a highly paid job. I didn't go out and buy my van all in one lump sum. I've never been that lucky. I've always had quite a poor childhood and struggled to get everything I wanted. Believe it or not, my motorhome is the only vehicle I've ever owned from new. Everything else I've bought in my life has always been used second-hand vehicles. So yeah, I'm going off the subject a little bit, but your retirement may never come, is what I'm trying to say, and you've got to make it come. You've got to make it achievable. So my advice to you guys is, don't just say I'm going to buy a van and retire in the future. Set yourself a date, a month even, or even a year. But the fact that you're going to just keep earning money and needing it will just continue for the rest of your life if that's the way that you're living at the moment. If you always see you can't give up work now and you'll try and do it in the future, that time will never ever come for you. That's where I was. I was not in a position where I thought I'm quite financially flush and I could give up work now. That didn't come for me. The way it turned out for me is I had a relationship breakup. I couldn't afford to buy a property, moved into the van, and from then on I managed to save the money to retire early, to give up work. So don't think that everybody has it given to them on a plate and retirement comes because they have worked hard and have got a big bunch of savings going. That's not how I did it. As I say, I struggled to save money over many months of working, doing a crappy job, a job that I hated basically. I got away weekends and on holidays and spent time out traveling around then, but I was always going back to London to that stupid, horrible job that I hated. And if that's you, then it is achievable to change it. You can change it, but you've got to want it and you've got to take some risk. You've got to say to yourself at some point in your life, I don't need the money every month. I don't need the money every week. You're obviously going to need some money to buy food and to put diesel in and stuff like that. So maybe a part-time job, maybe retiring to a part-time job might be able to suit you better. But you've got to sort of make yourself a goal, and an achievable goal, and then stick to it. Don't just sit there saying, when I retire I'll buy a van and I'll travel and I'll live this life. because that will never come for you, or will may not never come. It might do, but it probably won't if that's your attitude. I mean, the place where I'm at today, it's an archery course, 3D archery course. The guy that owned it and run it, well, rented it and run it, was a guy called Mike. He was only in his 60s, and one day he was out walking and died. That was it for him. All his goals and dreams and everything came to a sudden stop, and he wasn't that old. So that's sort of what's prompted me to make this video, that a friend or somebody I considered to be a person I knew and a friend just dropped dead out all of a sudden, and it surprised us all. So yeah, that's what's brought this video on. And I keep hearing you guys saying, I mean, Graham from Full-Time Motorhome, he had goals for a long time that he was going to retire or go live in the van and give up the house and everything, and he finally achieved it. But he had set himself goals, and achievable goals, that he was going to buy the van. He put a date on when he was going to get it. He got it and he moved into it, and he's living the life now that so many of you guys actually want to achieve. So yeah, don't think it's not achievable. It is achievable. Set yourself a goal, give yourself a date, a time, put some savings aside and take a gamble on it. That's all I've done. So let's face it, if you take a gamble, you give up work, you retire, you go buy your motorhome, you go traveling, and it doesn't work out for you, the worst that can happen is that you keep the van, you go back into an house and you go back to work. At least you've tried to achieve a goal or your future plans, and it's not going to be such a disaster, is it? So if you want to see a little bit more about archery, 3D hunting, or the course, or you want to see me shoot things really poorly, leave a message in the comments, because I'm not sure whether you guys would want to watch me walk around a forest shooting plastic deer, goats, whatever it is. He's all right. So yeah, if you want to see more of this.
And if you're not of the age that you're thinking about retiring there, but you still want to do van life, then you need to make a plan, make a goal. It can still happen. It's still achievable.
Thanks for watching. That's all this video is really about. You and how you get into living a life of leisure.